sorry for like making a load of noise on you, but I just wanted to like do a big entrance. I feel like I haven't done a reading for myself fully where it's like just focused on me in ages, on live anyway. And so I am psyching myself up for this experience because the shadow work I've been doing, like in solitude, has been kind of hard and stuff. It might be just as hard, it might be a bit lighter because I'm on live. We'll kind of see. I'm trying to make sure I have my roll of tissue. Yeah. So I pre-pulled one card from the Lightseers Tarot deck. And whenever I do that, I also pull the same card from the Meaning Tarot and Tarot with Keywords. Just to understand it. But the image for it is a woman and she's pregnant, but her pregnant belly is the earth and the card is the Empress. And automatically I was like, yeah, this is the card for me. I'm really feeling like I'm in my Empress energy right now in terms of really channeling love and loving everything I do, even the things that I don't really want to do. Like one of my icks is, you know, like food in the sink. So whenever I finish eating, whatever food is on the plate is going in the bin because I don't want it in the sink. But obviously my mom doesn't really do that. So I'll have to put the food in the sink in the bin, and it really creeps me out. But I think being able to love cleanliness and being like, well, if I'm not gonna throw it, where's it gonna go? That sort of thing, as opposed to, oh, I have to clean this thing. Like changing my perspective in that way is really helping me to land into my Empress energy. And so, yeah, I'm gonna read the meaning of them. So the Tarot for Beginners deck says, you're experiencing new life, maybe in the form of pregnancy, romance, business, or elsewhere. The Empress positioned upright may also be a signal that it's time to be kind to yourself and invest time in some self-care. Take comfort in knowing that the Empress has your back. And so this is actually where I am right now, because I feel like I take breaks, yeah, but it's like one day every 6 weeks. And not even, it'll be like 1 hour break, meditation, go to the park, and then non-stop for the next 3 days or something like that. And my body's really calling for me to really relax and just not work at all. And I find it so hard. Like, it's not even for, like, sometimes it's a survival thing of, I haven't done enough. Am I good enough? Can I actually rest? Da, da, da. And sometimes it's just like, I really enjoy this. I'm really obsessed with, like, this thing that I'm doing, this thing that I'm building, this vision that I have. I get sucked all the way into that portal sometimes. And so now I'm actually, like, trying to listen to my body in terms of understanding I need deep rest right now. And this is no taking out for 3 hours, have a spa break. This is take a week and just blank everything out. Because I work on social media, I've been on social media a lot, whether I'm posting and also just using it, trying to understand like the different worlds that exist on social media. And that has been a lot for me because even in the actual world, like in real life, I'm very simple. I'm quite basic in terms of the things that I like to explore. It's weird. I'm not basic. I'm simple, but I'm very curious at the same time. And so that combination online can land you into some spaces that it's just like, I didn't even know this existed. And so I'm taking a break from that. The sign underneath is Venus for the Empress card. And then we also have the Earth sign. And then it says abundance, nurturing, fertility, feminine, good parenting, development, accomplishment, growth, evolution, and action. And I feel like this relates to what I was saying when I was talking about having to throw the wet food away in the sink. Because again, the way in which I approach that is now through abundance, in terms of I get to do this, I get to experience this, and it's the most basic thing ever, because it's not like one of the greatest things that I get to do. Like, I get to write this music, I get to learn to play guitar, I get to all of these great things. It's like, no, I get to wash the dishes and clean the house. And that's a blessing, because that's me looking after myself, and that's a reflection of who I am. And that's another way in which for me to be celebrated. And that whole perspective is Empress energy. And so, yeah. It also speaks about fertility, femininity, good parenting, and development. And I've really been thinking about that recently. Obviously, I always kind of look forward. Hello. I always kind of look forward in terms of like the person I'm being now. Can everyone I love and that I'm going to love be proud of her? And that includes children that I don't got no kids. But I'm from London, East London to be precise. Yeah, in terms of how I develop myself and how that works, obviously the card spoke about being kinder to myself, and that's really where, as I spend more time with children, I think they're reminding me like the innocence of my soul truly. So even where I am making mistakes, even where I may not be doing my best or trying my best, how to then get me to do that. It's not through the forceful, you're not good enough, what are you doing, beating myself up, that kind of thing. That old thing is like, it's just tiring. It doesn't really pump you up and it doesn't make you feel good. And so the Empress energy is about doing that with love in terms of, don't you wanna, it's like if I tempt you with the reward as opposed to off put you with the punishment. So let's say, for example, um I don't know, I want to go gym. Well, if you don't go gym, you're going to be fat and then no one's going to like you and da da da. Like, that's how carried away the negative voice can get. But instead of going into that direction of, okay, let me go gym so that all these bad things don't happen, why don't you go gym so that you can feel better about yourself, you'll breathe easier, you'll sweat, like you'll release different things within you. Okay, that sounds a bit more up my street. It sounds like something that's more for me, that I want to do, that I want to achieve. And so when it gets hard, it's not, it's like, okay, don't forget what the reward is and I can keep on going forward, as opposed to like if I was to go to the gym after telling myself that if I don't go, I'm going to be this and I'm going to be that. It's just not going to be an enjoyable experience at all. And we don't have to make life any harder than that can already be, if you know what I mean. Okay, cool. The Meaning Tarot deck says the Empress. It also has Earth and Venus on it. It says, be happy with the results of your actions. Fertility, BT, happiness, nature, pleasure, development, success. Open into communication, groups, and growth. And so I think where I am with this right now is understanding that what I'm seeing right now is as a result of everything that I've been doing. Oh, thank you. Someone said nice outfit. But what I'm seeing right now is as a result of everything that I've been doing internally and externally. And obviously I'm still doing that work, which is why I'm here on live to do that with you guys, because there's something that I've been fighting to face. And I feel like this is a really good way to hold myself accountable, because it's like people are watching me. I have said that I want to show up in truth, in authenticity, in integrity, all of those things. And so that's what I'm gonna have to do. No matter how like ugly my truth may feel. And again, it's understanding that it's not actually ugly. That's just a perceived thing of it. And also, why would I judge it for being ugly? Like, some of the things that are gonna come up are ugly. They're really not nice, they're negative, they're all of those things. And it's about not being so ashamed of it that I keep it inside and then allow it to fester and allow it to grow. So, being happy with the results of my actions. I think, yeah, going back to that thing about taking a break, like I'm okay to take a break right now. I'm not exactly where I want to be. I don't have everything I exactly want to have, but I know where I am. I know exactly what point I'm in, and so if it's time to take a rest and that's what my body's communicating to me, I'm gonna just have to listen to it. And sometimes that can be absolutely crazy, because we have responsibilities. Like, that's just reality. There's things that we want to show up for, there's things that we have to show up for. But I think this is definitely about having trust that the messages my bodies are sending, that my body sends me, is for a reason, and it's all gonna work out fine. Like, I really don't think our intuition has the power to lead us astray. The only thing that does is our doubt of where that message is coming from or why. And that's where we get so caught up in the 3D world in terms of our identity, our careers, our this, our that. And it's like, nah, babe, that's not, you're not a human tapping into spirit. You are a spirit having a human experience. And so what that means is that you're gonna have to be able to listen, because everything is happening on the higher realm, in the spiritual realm first. And so that's going to help you to navigate here. The things that we cannot see, and this is where vision building comes into it, because you can't see none of that. You cannot. You can just see the pieces of it in your head and think, I can pull this together and pull this together. And it's not always going to turn out how you want, and that can be a great thing, and that can be a hard, that can be a, yeah, it can be a great thing or a hard thing. And again, it's up to you how you perceive it and what you do with it. The second deck that I went to pull from for our, what do I call it? For our pre-pull, I'll say, because I pulled it before I came on live, is a crystal card. And obviously I make waist beads, so I do eventually want to add all of these crystals to my collection so that you guys can buy them and use them during your meditation and just during your life to harness the energy it is that you want, because each one has healing abilities. You can kind of see there's a few. I've only got like 3 crystals on here, some customs up there, and then all over there I've got other waist beads. And they're available on TikTok shop, so make sure you check that out. But an emerald, it says, what is it? One of the 4 precious gemstones, emerald radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. Historically, emerald is associated with love, beauty, and sex. So if you're into any of that, you might want to associate yourself with this saturated green gem. I'm like, yeah, right up my street, right up my alley. Who needs it? Aestheticists, bohemians, Epicureans, and transcendentalists. I'm gonna Google all of that stuff in 1 second. Where to put it? On a chain, over your heart, on a ring, at the base of your left thumb, perched atop the Venus Mount. Okay. When to use it, when you've temporarily lost the courage to love and be loved. When you're in need of a total refresh, open your heart to limitless possibility with emerald. And the affirmation at the bottom says, point your heart toward grace. I need this. I've lost the will to love and be loved. I'm like, nah, I don't need anybody to love me. I'm just going to love myself and stay by myself. What was I going to do though? I was going to Google all of those words. So I'm just going to pull my iPad for a second. There was a couple words in that actually. I wanted to find out what they mean. And so the first one is verdant, where it said it radiates with a wet, lush, verdant energy. I never heard of that before. It says green with grass or rich vegetation of the bright green color of lush grass. Okay, that makes sense. Referring to the green color of the emerald. The other thing is, what is an aestheticist? I can imagine, because aesthetics is to do with how things look. So aestheticist is a person devoted to aesthetics and the pursuit of beauty. They are typically interested in the principles of beauty and the appreciation of art, music, and other forms of artistic expression. Thank you. That's what I'm like, aesthetics, like beauty isn't just about how things look. If we get into that, we'll be here for ages. In essence, an aestheticist values beauty and finds pleasure in the world of art and aesthetics. I believe I'm an aestheticist as soon as I learn how to say that. Bohemians, I've heard of before. I associate it with like almost hippie vibes. if that makes sense. A socially unconventional person, especially one who is involved in the arts. So me again. Epicureans meaning. It says a disciple or student of the Greek philosopher Epicurus, a person devoted to sensual enjoyment, especially derived from fine food and drink. Ooh, I like that. I think I can tap into a bit of that. Epicureanism is an ancient philosophical belief that happiness comes from moderation, simplicity, friendship, friendship and community. In simple terms, it is an approach to life that stresses finding happiness through living simply. And this is what I was trying to say earlier about me being very simple and very basic. Like a lot of the things that excite people, I'm just like, it's doing a lot. It's doing too much. It's doing too much. But that's just because it's not for me, not because I feel like they need to calm down or whatever. Because I believe that there's space for each of us to exist in what we want. And so if I go into a space and I'm like, this is too much for me, it's not because they need to tone it down. It's because it's not the space for me. I need to go somewhere that's calmer. And that's all right. Like, there needs to be no beef around that. The next word I'm going to check is transcendentalist. Transcendentalist meaning. A transcendentalist is someone who adheres to the philosophical movement of transcendentalism. That's amazing. Just give me back the same word in the definition. This movement, which emerged in the 19th century, emphasizes the inherent goodness of both people and nature, the importance of intuition over reason, and the spiritual dimension of experience. It comes from the Latin word transcendere, which means to climb over or beyond. Founders of the American movement were indeed trying to climb beyond traditional empirical thinking, favoring instead of a person's intuition and natural spirituality. Okay. So this is like where the world is shifting to in terms of I'm a very intuitive person and I use that to guide me. And I feel like it is something that everyone should be using to guide them, because your intuition is it's your inner voice communicating who you actually are. And because a lot of people are ignoring that voice, we have a lot going on. But again, I didn't want to focus on the external world today. I just wanted to focus on myself. I feel like the spiritual community and space is very much, yeah, we have gifts that can help people. We have to help ourselves in order to help anyone. And anytime I'm trying to help myself, I'm thinking of, okay, but what about people that, and what about people that, and what about people that? But I can't account for all of those people. I can only account for myself. And so doing this read for myself, I'm hoping that people will be able to find what they need to find out of it. And that people aren't just coming to watch to find out what's going on in my life, because I see y'all. I see you guys, I can see. So I have these like poems, little cards that I wrote out ages ago. So I'm just going to choose one. And the card that came out is Find a Loophole. And it says, everything I know has brought me here now. I must find a solution and I will not back down. I must trust my gut and follow my flow. I am only seeking for what my heart deeply knows. And this is what the card is talking about in terms of transcendentalists. I identify as one, because some people experience something in their reality and they feel like there's only this way to deal with it, and if I can't deal with it this way, then that's it, and they give up. But I believe that we're supposed to be creative in how we approach that, and so there will always be a loophole. There will always be a way around it. It may be a bit harder. It may take a bit more time. It may take some inner work, some facing your fears, some letting go of old beliefs. It may take all of that stuff. But there will be a way forward. And so right now I feel like with me looking for a loophole, I need to get locked out of this it's like a financial lack mindset. Now, I've worked over the couple of years of building an abundant mindset for myself in terms of understanding that I can have everything I want. I have everything I need. Everything, like, yeah, everything I need in order to achieve what I want is accessible to me. And I just have to be able to find that. And sometimes I can hold myself back because of the way in which my experience has been for so long. And so I'm really working on believing that things can be different, things can change, miracles can happen. And it doesn't even have to be a miracle, like it's just normal life. Sometimes it's not a, well, it's kind of like a, one day I was broke and the next day I woke up a millionaire, but it was after putting in work for years and years and years and years and knowing that one day it's going to happen for me. You can't just sit on your ass and buy a lottery ticket one day and think that the money's gonna come. Because that's not really how it works. But if you know that you've put that work in, then you can trust that things can happen. If I know that I have products online and there's a way for people to shop with me and to engage with me and to contact me, then what's to say it's not going to happen? If I'm showing up and I'm doing my social media, post campaigns, marketing, then who's to say that the person who needs to hear my message isn't going to hear it? Who's to say that? Okay, cool. Next, I am going to pick up some affirmations. So I have 2 affirmations decks. I have positive affirmation cards, and then I have affirmations for a badass. So I'm gonna take uno, dos, 2 of those. And I'm gonna read these 2. This is a perfect moment. It is, because I'm really awakening my inner inspirations and motivations right now. And then I have beautiful energy within me. And that's what I'm trying to share with you guys, because I am quite positive. I'm positive. Like, I don't know how not to be. If someone comes to me and complains, I will always try and find a way to be positive about it, because complaining, that whole energy of it makes me uncomfortable. And so yeah, we're gonna pull this one first. It says, I am my own, I didn't even do the rest of the positive affirmations. I am a loyal and loving friend. Yes, I am. And I'm going to give myself the opportunity to do that. I believe I was afraid to, because of the friendships that I was in before, where I was open and they wasn't. And so obviously there was no give and take. But now I'm fostering new relationships where I can give and take, where we are open, where we are real. And yeah, I think there was also a fear of accountability because of the position I'm in now, and having people around me who actually acknowledge that, whereas everyone else didn't before. If I mess up, it's on me. But now it's like there's gonna be people who, when I'm in that low mood and I choose, no, I'm not gonna do it today, they're gonna motivate me forward, and that's a good thing. So I don't know why I would run from that. I love my imperfections. They make me who I am. I do. Oh my gosh. You know, sometimes I drive myself crazy. Sometimes I do. Like, just in terms of maybe obsessing over my flaws and feeling like I need to fix them all. And then also, like, thinking because I have flaws, I'm not ready for friendship. I'm not ready to run a business. I'm not ready for this and I'm not ready for that. But I was never going to be perfect for it anyway. And like, you have to understand that you have to go before you're ready, because the perfect time is always going to be right now. What on earth kind of question is that? Someone said, if you had to sleep with 2 people with the combined age of 30, what ages would you choose? That's a very disgusting question, because no matter what, one person's going to be underage and one person's going to be over. So, no. I'd rather not sleep with any of them. That's Why, in what circumstances? This is what I mean about the questions people ask as well. I think this world is so weird. In what circumstances would you have to choose sleeping between two people whose ages add up to the number 30? Like, do you just want people to reveal how much of a paedophile they are, whether they're going to go with the older and the younger? There's no circumstance where you would have to do that. Like, none. So that's not even a rhetorical question, it's just a sickening one. The fact that you will ask me what age child would you have sex with, that's literally what you've just asked me. Anyway. Cool. I love my imperfections. They make me who I am. Cool. I am my own cheerleader. And contrary to popular belief, I know exactly what I'm doing. And that's the truth that people don't get. I feel like when you're in a position like mine where you're being creative and you're expressing yourself, people will tell you why you're doing what you're doing, and they have no idea where that comes from, where your motivations and your inspirations come from, what you might have been through. Even if you explain it, they're still not going to get it. And so it's about trusting myself and believing in myself and knowing, listen, as long as I am okay with it, my thing is, as long as I'm okay with it and I'm not hurting anybody, like I'm not putting this out to the world with a negative intention, you cannot stop me. That's a deep breath, March. Yeah, I had to take a deep breath after that one because you just asked me a very weird question, especially as someone who was abused as a child. Any question, joke, and something to do with child abuse, excuse me, squeezing me, that's not funny. We'll do one more affirmation. It says, F what others think, do what makes you happy. And this is just a continuation of, I know what I'm doing, so I don't really business about anybody else and what they got going on and what they gotta say about what I got going on, because at the end of the day, it's me that's doing it. So yeah, they can talk it, but it's not gonna get through. It's not. All right, cool. So we've done our affirmations. The next two decks that I'm going to pull out is the Soul Truth deck and the Talking Hearts deck. Now, the Soul Truth deck is a self-awareness deck. And so it's obviously going to ask me a question that's deep. Rooted in my soul, going to bring something up. And then the Talking Hearts deck is actually a couple's deck for you guys to learn more about each other. But I'm going to pull a card to learn more about me. And this card just fell out. So I'm going to go with that one. And it says, when was the last time I danced freely? Now, I've been dancing my whole life. Recently, I started dancing again, like, to fulfill myself. And I still don't feel like I'm dancing as freely as I want to, because I feel like I'm dancing in a way that is perceived as good. So there's ways in which I can dance and people will be like, oh my God, like if I whine, but oh my God, look at her dance so clean, but and so I'll tend to go into that style of dance more. But what if I want to do contemporary? What if I want to do tap, jazz? Like I've studied a lot of dance. I've gone to a lot of dance classes and done different things, so I can dance in different styles. And I think these are decks, so they. Yeah, I don't really know how to explain what they are. Some of them are affirmation decks. Some of them are oracle decks. So they help you to understand yourself and your energy and what's going on with you and what's going on with your life and how to sync those up with what you want. Okay, I definitely did not say that. And I definitely fought you over that question. So you're just getting egged. So dancing freely, I think again, I was in a very serious space in my life, especially where I was processing through my childhood trauma, which you're actually trying to mock right now. That made me feel uncomfortable being in my Empress energy, being sexy, being like graceful, all of that stuff. And so I think dancing freely is on the list. Like, I've been wanting to go to the park or to, there's like a marsh, so it's just like a mini forest, with just my headphones and just dance and just move and break out of that space, because my room is not bad, but I will knock into my plant, or there's a wall here, there's a wall there, I want to run and leap and dance, so I'm going to do that. But the card says, because it will shift you into a beautiful state. Oh, dance. Because it will shift you into a beautiful state. Because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart. Because fear lives in the head, along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a charge of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness and it is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. Today's soul action. Dance for 3 minutes to your favorite song. Notice the inward fire grow within and the feeling you feel being you. You are a wild, loving force. Express it with dance today. So I'm going to listen to June by... Give me 1 second, I'll find out. It's like this old school group. They're like a soul group. I think they're called Fertile Grounds or Fertile Soils or something. Yeah, but I was saying about the Talking Hearts deck that it's normally for couples, but I'm going to use it to find out more about myself and put this card back. Yeah, the group is called Fertile Ground and the song is called June. So I'm going to dance to that song. If you're going to join me in your dance, let me know what your favourite song is to dance to. I might turn it on and try and dance to it as well. Cool. Now we're going to do a Talking Hearts. And the question that has come out says, what would it take to know you more? This is actually a really good question, you know, because I am someone who is really hard to get to know sometimes. I can be very closed. I can be very, I want to say critical. And it's not that I'm criticizing you. It's just that I can be very analytical. And I think it is a trauma response in terms of I have to make sure it's a control thing. I need to make sure I know everything about who's around me. Well, not really, because then they don't know anything about me. I don't know. So this is a good question. What would it take to know you more? I think spending time with me will help someone to get to know me more. So I'm definitely trying to schedule in spending more time with friends, which links into my rest thing as well, because if I'm not working, I'm by myself. So I'm working on that. What else would it take for someone to know me more? I think it literally just takes patience and attention. So presence, attention, and patience. Because it will take me a while to open up, just because of experiences I've had open up before, where I'm still like finding the ground of what's okay to discuss and what's not. Because everything is just like, it is what it is to me. Whether it's something hard, whether it's something easy, whether it's something fun, whether it's something heavy. And so now I'm learning how to put those things in their spaces. On the other time, on the other side, says, what's one of the best times you've had on vacation? I think probably dancing in the sea by myself in Tenerife was one of the best ones. I haven't actually traveled that much. When I was younger, I did. I went to Nigeria when I was 1, France when I was 5, Nigeria when I was 16, Amsterdam when I was 19, Dubai when I was 21, and Tenerife when I was 26 for my 26th birthday there. So yeah, all the traveling that I did before was like ages ago. I didn't really know what I was doing. So I say my best holiday was Tenerife, but what was the best experience on that holiday? Yeah, it had to be dancing in the beach or getting a massage, or I went for a walk in the mountains by myself and there was no one out there and I was just singing and dancing out there. It was actually amazing. The views, all of that. That has to be the answer to that question. So yeah, like I said, I like this deck because it's for you to get to know someone else, but then it's also good for me to know myself, especially that first question that I had in terms of what it takes to get to know me more. I think I'm gonna think about that a bit more later. The next thing that I'm gonna do, what did I get up to in Amsterdam? Honestly, I was a new smoker back then, so I think we had a brownie on the first night. We went back to the hotel to get changed, me and my friend, and then we fell asleep. And then the next day, we smoked like once, went back to the hotel, we went out for pancakes, went around a bit. I think we went to the sex museum, and then we went home, we went back to the hotel, smoked, fell asleep again. Next day we came back to the UK and that was it, boy. So yeah, I didn't really get much done when I went over there. I'm gonna go again though. My mom wants to go, so I'll see. That will be nice, actually, to go to Amsterdam again. But the first deck I'm gonna pull from is Mindful Messages. Mindful Messages. So it says, Inspiration Board. If I am ever feeling down or bored, I spend time creating a vision board to place in my home. I fill it with quotes, pictures, and desires that bring me inspiration and joy. That is definitely what I need to do right now. Yeah, that would be really dope, actually. I might do some scrapbooking. I have some like spare magazines and stuff for it. Or Canva is a really good one for that as well. So I might make a digital one and maybe print it. It's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are really not about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. And I feel like I need to hard grain put this message in my head, because I can take it personally sometimes. I can feel like, rah, did I do something to them? Did I say something wrong? Am I just unruly? That's generally like the mental chatter that will happen. And I feel like it's a lack of confidence. I feel like it's also an overinflation of confidence, maybe, of thinking that I'm so important to have an impact on someone like that. And I'm really not. The same way that no one is that important to have that kind of impact on me. We each decide how things are going to impact us. And so if somebody is so irritated by my presence or something I'm doing, like if I'm dancing or anything like that, I have to understand it's got nothing to do with me. Like, absolutely nothing to do with me. Even if to them they're like, it's because of her. Maybe I triggered it, but it's still not my fault. So I need to, what I would then do in that moment is be like, okay, do you know what? I'm just not going to be here, and leave. And I've done that. I think I've ruined like the last 4 times I went out because of that. And I'm just like, I'm not going out again. I don't want to go anywhere. Everybody leave me alone. And it's very dramatic, and I'm learning not to let the negativity get to me that much anymore. So yeah. I pulled one more mindful message, and it says, breathe. And it says, it's easy for me to return to the present moment simply by breathing. If I am feeling anxious or worried, I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself. I close my eyes and breathe in deeply as I picture myself filling up with white light. Then exhale and envision stress and tension leaving my body. In this moment, I am free to gently stretch and open my eyes, feeling refreshed. So yeah, I've been implementing breathwork into my day a lot more. I feel like when I first started meditating, it was more like a one-time thing per day, whether it's in the morning or at the end, both, once in the middle of the day. And I was like, in a split second, you can just see me go to my corner and take a couple of deep breaths. And I think it's really helping me to regulate my emotions and my nervous system. I don't even think my emotions are out of whack right now. I think my nervous system is, because I went through some dramatic stuff that left me a little bit shaken up, especially in the realms of community, of socializing, of celebrating myself out loud, definitely. And so I'm working on that at the moment too. Gotta take a second to catch my breath. Oh my gosh, I made tea and I forgot. And that was probably cold. I'll just make it again. Wisdom. God has a plan for me. I live here, now, knowing beauty is to come. I don't force things to happen faster than the universe has decided for me. I learn from my experiences, take small steps in faith, and succeed, thanks to all my efforts. Cause it is surely more. That song, yeah, I like it because when you actually think about like trying to build something that's gonna stand time, the test of time, as in my lifelines in the future past me, you can't rush it, otherwise you're gonna miss out on very important details, but also the experience of it. I realized this yesterday where I was just thinking, like, I feel like the last couple of months, maybe, I don't even know how long, like, I wasn't fully there. And I didn't really soak in every single moment like I should have, because I was too busy thinking about where this step could get me to. And yeah, that's just not great, because it means that we're always looking at the destination as opposed to living the journey. And again, there's no destination to this thing because time never stops. So yeah, I don't know. The second card says inner beauty. I open the eyes of my heart and direct my gaze to the light within every being. Personality and physical appearance are in the image of man. Beauty and goodness are in the image of God. And this is the truth. It doesn't matter what you look like, or I'm not gonna say, sorry, excuse me, who you say you are, because I was thinking about this the other day where I was walking and I was like, I don't want to smile. Like, I'm not in the mood right now. I did not want to smile. And I'm like, Ebony, that's not nice. Like, your smile uplifts people. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, okay, cool. I just hope that nobody meets me today and thinks this is just who I am. Then I said, I don't care, actually, because I'm allowed to have an off day. Like, honestly. And I haven't based my character off of that. And so I cannot, therefore, base anyone else's character off of that either. And so seeing the inner beauty of everybody is, again, not taking things personal, and therefore I don't need to hate you. I don't need to war you. I don't need to do none of it. And I think that is very powerful. It's literally that thing of how you see yourself is how you see everyone else. And so because I'm not looking at myself, beating myself up, focusing on my flaws, making me feel like a horrible person, I don't need to do that to anyone else. Faithfulness. I commit to my mind, heart, and will. I am devoted to the needs of my soul. I trust in myself, in God, and the universe. And so I think, for me, I haven't been religious for many years now. And even my relationship with religion was always kind of in and out. I was either deeply, like, strong in it, or deeply, like, not in the other direction, but yeah, or deeply strong in my spirit. And so what I feel like the difference between those two things is that religion taught me to have faith in everything outside of me. And yeah, it taught me that everything happens for a reason. God has a plan and all of these things, but it kind of made me feel like I should sit down and just watch what God's plan is. Whereas, and I know that's not exactly true, because there are some people who are religious who are still able to be like, no, I understand how everything in the outside is working, and so I'm going to use that in order to do what I need to do with it. But I feel like me stepping into my spiritual path was, on an emotional and energetic level, being able to change things, because I understand my power, my strength, and that, yeah, God has a plan, and so it's up to me to follow that, if that makes sense. Like, just because I believe in God, it doesn't mean that things are gonna happen. And so I think that's where I don't let myself rest, because I'm just so obsessed with this path. I'm just so obsessed with building something. I'm just so obsessed with it. But I know that if I don't rest, if I don't show up properly, if I don't take care of myself, and that was because I was looking. Oh, this is amazing. I was looking for the satisfaction that I had to go through my pain, and it turned into my purpose through, like, things outside of me. Like, so what in my physical reality shows me that I've turned that pain into purpose. And there I can show you I've been building my business and this and that, but where I haven't reached certain milestones, where I haven't hit those goals yet, I'm making the steps every day, but I haven't got to it yet. And so, do I still have faith in myself? Do I still have faith in this thing? No matter how long it's taken, do I have enough faith to sit it down for 3 days and just be like, what do I want to do? Where am I right now? What's going on with me? I think that's very important. Faith doesn't mean. Oh, faith means never quitting, not never stopping. Because the stop isn't a permanent stop, it's a break. Sometimes it might be a permanent stop, because I've had to do that before as well. And please do take heed to that, because that was me before as well. Sometimes self-love is quitting. Sometimes I'm feeding this thing and it's just not working. It's just not working. You gotta let it go. Like, honestly, if you force anything, it's not gonna work. And I hate forcing stuff anyway, because it doesn't feel natural. So yeah, and that links into, there was a card that came out earlier. I don't remember which card it was exactly, but it was speaking about not forcing things and literally just allowing the flow to flow and trusting it and doing what needs to be done on your part, no matter what. Because that's what it is, in terms of when God has a plan, there's the part that he fulfills, or that the spirit, our ancestors, divine mother and father, everything that they do, and then there's what we do. And without us playing our part, like, we don't wait on them to be like, okay, you guys have put this in place now, okay, I'm gonna do it. We have to do our thing, and then they can direct things in certain orders. Because again, it was the card that said, oh, it was the Empress card, where it said to be happy with the results of your actions. And so I think, for me personally, in this reading, it is a lot of like, be proud of yourself and rest in that, because you're working hard and it's not going unnoticed. Whether, again, those goals are fulfilled yet, no matter where it feels like I am within my progress, it's all being done. And even in my resting, it's still being done, because that is allowing me to replenish myself. That is allowing space and room for new things, new ideas, for people to come across me. And that's the thing I love about social media. Like, as I'm taking these days off, all the content that I've ever posted is still there. So it's not like I'm missing, I'm gone, I've quit. We can't find her. No. It's none of that stuff. I need to stretch from the second. Ooh. I've been speaking for a good 15 minutes now, but I really feel like I needed to open my mouth. Like, a lot. A lot, a lot, a lot. Can I pause this? Can I? How does one do that? Damn. I couldn't pause it, but I just off my camera. So the next deck is Spirit Junkie. I'm going to pull like 2 cards from here. Then we're going to go into the Mystical Wisdom and Life Purpose deck and get some tips on that. And then I will close off with the Practical Witches spell deck, the Sacred Self-Care Oracle, and oh my gosh, excuse me, a TikTok creative code, which is weird because it's nothing to do with spirit, but I feel like content creation has become a part of our spiritual path by allowing us to be creative in different ways. And so I'm going to use the prompt to help me make some content, just to reflect, I guess, what I've done in this session, the work that I'm doing on myself right now. And this is what shadow work looks like, by the way. Being willing to admit to myself, like, am I fully in alignment? Am I doing the best that I can? If I am, then of course, no problems. You can tap me on the back and we can celebrate. But if I'm not, then why? And figuring out how can we change that so that I am doing my best. Cool. So Spirit Junkie. I am a light worker in disguise. I don't have to talk about it. I can just be it. And you know what? I realized that during this live because I was explaining to you guys what I'm doing. And I'm like, don't explain it. Just do it. Because those who are pulled and drawn into this will experience what it is that I'm doing right now. And that's more than enough. And I don't really look like your average light worker. You know, I'll be wearing wigs. I'll be looking good. And they just be like, there's no way she's a healer. There's no way. And I'm like, yeah, babe. Yeah. Yeah. All that is. All that is. And she a healer too. Damn. I communicate with ease and grace. People are willing to embrace what I have to say. And so when I'm not coming from a space of, I need to prove to you that I'm a light worker. I need to prove that I'm doing this with the divine. I need to prove this and I need to prove that. I can communicate with ease and grace because I'm not trying to force anything or imprint anything on you. I'm just being myself and allowing what needs to happen naturally. And so because of that, people are more likely to listen. Because I'm not yanking them like this. I'm literally just here calm. I'm not arguing about it because often or not it's people telling me I'm wrong and they're right. And I'm like, I have no desire to be wrong or right here. I'm simply justifying myself, and it's mainly when people attack me. And I say that not attack me in terms of, do you want to fight because you're different? It's more like, oh, you think a bit differently. You do that a bit weirdly. Why do you do that? You know you're not supposed to do that. And I'm like, no, babe. In my realms of things, like my reality is different to yours, and that's okay. And you have to be okay with that because you don't have any control over who I am. Nor do I have any control over who you are. Nor do you need to, nor do I. So yeah. It's lovely. I like that card. And so I think that's why people are willing to not learn from me, maybe learn from me in terms of how I see community, but why they're willing to listen to me, because I'm not trying to preach to you my doctrine. I'm simply saying each of us has our own and we need to learn to respect that, because then each of us can create our own happiness without actually like knocking the next person. Cool. So this is the life purpose Oracle, and the card that just flew out there says, let go. Walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. And the situation that I'm in, I must walk away from it in order to resolve it. I bumped into some people who are involved in this situation yesterday. Hey, I was not ready. I was not ready because I forgot that, like, some of these people do have real life issues with me. I wouldn't be able to tell you why because they'll never communicate that to me. One of the people I spoke to within the last couple of weeks or months on Instagram, and we was calm. So to now see you in person and you with your friend and you are absolutely moving like raw, not even that I just don't mess with my girl, I don't rate her. I was just like, okay, weirdo. But that is why I need to return my focus to the present, because I think I was thinking about what had happened back then and still trying to fix it from that perspective, but I can't. Things have changed. I have changed. It's been a couple of years. Like, it was bound to happen. So walk away from the situation in order to resolve it. I trust that that's going to work out. Travel. Your life purpose involves traveling. I can feel that in my bones. And so I'm just setting up the structure. I got a new website. You guys can see my merch on me. You can find that through the portfolio link. And it will always be in the description below. So if you want to check out any of the things I do, whether it be my waist speeds, whether it be my merchandise, whether it be a reading, whether it be performing, workshops, all of that stuff, just check out my portfolio link. And it says here, Oracle cards. You are able to discern answers and guidance for yourself and others, which is why I'm finally doing these reads on live. I've done a few before, but I think I was actually quite shy to do it because I'm not a fortune teller. I'm a manifestor and an alchemist. So I can help you to... It's not even telling your future because it's not certain that's going to happen. What I can help you to do is bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be with practical steps that are in alignment with you and who you naturally are, because that's what it is. It's not that there's a blueprint to get this done in your life. It's that you need to understand how to understand you. And then therefore you'll be able to understand other people, work with them, work in service for them, all of those things. So the excuse me. Sorry about that. I'm still coming back from whatever I was going through. Cool. Mystical wisdom. 7 heavenly virtues are the keys to goodness. And so these would be the opposite to the 7 deadly sins. And I have them written down somewhere. If I could find that, that would be amazing. This is like a book of stuff that I never wanted to forget. There's affirmations in here. There's like positive quotes in here. There's loads of things in it. Sorry. Affirmation. I don't know why I'm sorry. This is me actually realizing I need to rest. I don't remember. You know what? I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna mention it in the next video. Just in case. Because I was gonna say I've already been on live for an hour, but I've really enjoyed it. So I'm not even complaining. What about what I want? What about what's best for me? Oh, what about me? It is more than you. Oh, overcoming the 7 deadly sins. Be pure, guard your heart, give yourself a project exercise when you're bored. And that's the opposite of lust, which is unrestrained sexual craving. 2, be moderate. Exercise regularly, avoid excess in eating and drinking. Which is the opposite of gluttony, to overindulge, especially in eating. 3 is to be humble. You need God and others. Pray and serve. And that's the opposite of pride, which is an inflated sense of one's accomplishments. 4 is to be diligent. Have a schedule and don't let your life revolve around resting. And that's the opposite of sloth, which is laziness and lack of effort. Number 5 is be patient, which is moderate your emotions, take deep breaths before reacting. And it's the opposite of wrath, which is uncontrolled feelings of hatred or anger. Number 6 is to be generous. Donate something you like but don't need to the poor. And it's the opposite of greed, and it's excessive desire for material things. And number 7 is be thankful. Thank God for every day for what you have and don't have. And it's the opposite of envy, which is jealousy towards another's happiness. And so those are the 7 heavenly virtues, which are the keys to goodness. And if you use those, honestly, you'll be able to make righteous choices. And those don't always align with what religion says is sin and goodness. So yeah, it's just a bit different when you step into the spiritual path. Go with the flow, let things happen. And she's riding these like big colorful fish, and I feel like that's me right now when I finish resting, because now I feel like really tired. Enlightenment. Pursue spiritual growth, which is what I'm gonna do, especially in that situation that they told me to let go of, because I'm like, okay, so what to do, what to do, what to do, what to do. Cool. We are gonna get one spell to cast from the Practical Witches spell deck. I feel like I'm just saying it's scary because people get scared. Alright, we're gonna do should a moon spell or altar spell or a healing spell or a house spell. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna choose one of these. It's more than you. It is more than me. No matter what we are a family. I was listening to the Dream Girls soundtrack. Okay, an altar spell came out, and it says Candle Calm. Create a week of blissful and composed calm with the following spell. On Sunday evening, anoint a purple candle with vanilla essential oil. Place the candle on your altar beside a vase of purple flowers. Sit in front of a window when twilight begins, and when the sun is completely gone, light the candle and chant. I release care, stress, and worry. I am the mountain, the river, the tree, the grass, and the moon. I receive my strength from nature, and she is my center. Tomorrow and the next, all gladness will enter. Harm to none, only good. I like this. I like that a lot. I think I know where I can get some purple flowers and a purple candle. after that's calm, we are going to do the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. The first card that came out was Clean Your Space. So I'm going to do that. And then, what else? It says create art, which is lovely because I did some of that earlier. I'm going to show you. So, let's see. I'm more likely going to like put something on top of it. And you can barely see the color, but it's like purple, pink, yellow, black. We had it in circles as well. And then my faves, it's like you get a straw and you put a drop of the paint and water mix and then you blow it across the page. And so I'm going to go in with like fine liners and add some details in. And I like doing that. And then I did this as well. It's almost like a shield of an aura. I'm not sure yet. I just did it. But so create art, clean your space, and we'll get one more, which it just fell out anyway. 2 more fell out. Build strength, which is good because I'm back in the gym, and movement, which is also good because I'm dancing. So yeah. The last card that we're going to get is the creative code. And then we are going to bring this read to a close. Okay, cool. So the creative codes are essentially content creation cards, and they help you to come up with, I guess, content ideas. So it says here, TikTok first, context is king. Put your product in context for the viewers. Where would it be used in real life? This can make the benefits feel more tangible and authentic. And so, what better time would it be to introduce my waist beads? I actually have 2 new waist beads that I wanted to put on behind me. And so, the messages that I got from this reading were to rest and listen to my body. I'm actually going to write these down as well. One was to rest and listen to my body. Another was to connect with friends. And I think the third message that I got from this was to keep on taking step-by-step action towards my goal. And so, in terms of what I want to cultivate with my new waist beads, listening to my body and resting, I think I'm going to put that in the realms of health. In terms of connecting with my friends, I think I really want to focus on loyalty. And then taking steps towards my goals, I think I'm going to put determination. So those are the 3 things I want to cultivate: health, loyalty, and determination. And here are my beads. So before I actually put them on, I'm just going to do a short meditation with them, just to think about what that looks like and how I can start to implement those things in. So if I said that I wanted health and I'm going to rest and listen to my body, it's very much, I think what I'm going to think of is moving, maybe gym, swimming, dance, that sort of thing. When it comes to connecting with my friends and building loyalty, I think I'm going to imagine like doing things with my friends, like going to the park, maybe going cinema, long talks, maybe even calling them, because I don't really call my friends. And what else in terms of loyalty? I think, yeah, if I imagine us, I don't know, maybe out at the park or something, uplifting and encouraging each other, maybe crying and releasing what it is that we're working through, that would be nice too. And then taking step-by-step action towards my goals and my determination. I think I'm gonna focus on like the project that I'm doing right now, the team that I'm building, and that stuff. So Divine Mother and Father, my ancestors and my spirit team, my guides, my orishas, you guys have allowed me to channel the message that I just channeled, to highlight where I was lacking within myself in terms of what I can do energetically, and where I can build and where I can grow. And so I'm really grateful for that. With these beads that I'm about to put on, I've decided that I want to focus my intentions on building and being determined and taking step-by-step action every single day, no matter how small or big they are. And they all play a vital role in building the vision that you've given me. And I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for the opportunity and the chance, and for the fact that you trust me with it. I've also decided to be intentional about my relationships and about the loyalty cultivated within them, and letting my friends know that they have a friend in me and they can lean on me and they can be open with me, and also letting myself know that I can be the same with them and that I'm not a burden. I think that is where I really need help. And so also knowing that I deserve to have friends who reflect to me who I am. And so letting go of anyone who isn't truly a friend or who can't come with me into this new season, as I continue to take steps in my personal growth, in my personal life, in my professional life. And knowing that it's not out of any malice. I don't wish any of them harm. I wish them all the best. And the connections that I'm fostering now are going to stand hard times. They're going to stand adversity. They're going to stand even great times. They're going to stand busy times. And the quality of the relationship isn't going to change, because, well, it's only going to get better. And that's my prayer and intention for them. And so I pray that I'm able to show up in love. I pray that I'm able to hold space and have space held for me. I pray that I am brave and strong enough to be vulnerable with them. I pray that I don't ever run away from their accountability or their warm words or their upliftment or their judgment when it's coming from a space of love and healthy care. And so that's my intention in that manner. And in terms of resting and listening to my body, I am praying for my strength back. I know that with my diet and the way I was moving and stuff, I wasn't looking after me in order to cultivate my best strength. My strongest self. I know that I was allowing myself to react emotionally to different things that was happening within myself and outside of me. And so now, as I'm remembering how much power I really do possess, I pray that my bones, my muscles, my skin, everything heals even greater than it was before, and then it heals without any issues. I pray that any remnants of sickness within me or external to me, or that I was coming close to, is removed from me. I pray that I continue to make better choices every single day for myself, for my health, for my mind, my body, and my spirit. And I pray that is reflected in the glow of my skin, the smile on my face, the flowing movement of my body. That's my intention. And so with that, I put my new waist beads on and I enter into this new chapter of my life where I'm allowing myself to start again, where I'm allowing myself to set new boundaries, where I'm allowing myself to explore my curiosity and try new things, where I'm allowing myself to be as creative as I want to be and really have faith that I can bring my visions to fruition. Thank you so much for everything that you've blessed me with, from the breath, the slower, quiet moments to the loud moments, the big achievements and the successes, to the hard times, the tears, and that I don't know if I'm going to make it through, to the perseverance, the resilience, and that, of course, I always had this, I've got my back. Thank you for installing with me such confidence and such gratitude and such willpower and such determination and such light that allows me to keep on going even when I don't want to, even when I feel like I can't, even when I doubt myself and I question myself. And thank you for always confirming to me that this is the path for me and I'm right exactly where I'm supposed to be, and for giving me everything I need, and for giving me wisdom, teaching me understanding, giving me empathy, for giving me the strength to even go through the things that I go through and not be like the people that I come into contact with, or not reflect the same energy that's being reflected at me back at them, and be able to transmute that and meet people higher than they've ever been met before. I'm really grateful that you've chosen me for that, chosen me to receive the fruits of my labor, chosen me to even be able to plant seeds and cultivate and grow. Thank you for the nurturing hands and just the nurturing energy that you've given to me, the way in which people become enlightened when they're in my space, or the way in which I'm able to shed light where there was no light before. I understand how much of a blessing it is, and I'm so grateful that you will bring me to earth at a time such as this, when it's so needed, when I need it. Thank you for giving me a path full of pain that could have broken me, but also giving me the tools within myself to turn it into purpose, and to still smile, and to create my own joy, and to just be everything that I need for myself. Thank you for doing that for me. And thank you for allowing me to share that with others, because I love, and because I care, and because they love, and because they care. And I really appreciate every opportunity that comes my way. I appreciate every moment that I get to spend on this earth. I appreciate the rhythm of nature and the flow that you have me in. And I am at your full mercy. I surrender to your will and to show me what to do. And I'm here to show up. Thank you, Ashe. So that's the kind of that's how I intend for people to use their waist beads, in terms of setting an intention for it. Obviously, I've done that now. I'm going to cut off the excess pieces of string, and then I'm going to put on my new beads. And these are customs that I created. You can purchase a custom by paying a deposit on my links, and then we'll have a discussion about what you want, what crystals, what are these things called, these charms, and we can get some of those as well. You can also check out our collection on TikTok Shop, which is being built up at the moment. I think there's only the piece collection, but I'm going to keep on adding more and more beads, and that includes flags, that includes Orisha beads, that includes zodiac beads, that includes like just different custom designs as well, where there will only be one of each, and so you have to grab those quickly. You can also grab Preface Cultured Waste merchandise, which is for those of us who understand that we are so beautiful externally, but our beauty really comes from the inside. And yeah, there's just a bunch of things for you to check out. Again, there's going to be a link soon for you to purchase I think I'll do 15-minute reads at first, and those will be 33, and so you'll receive a recording just like this one, but with a reading that's tailored to you specifically. And so you can ask a question, we can have you can send me some notes about what it is that you want the reading on, and yeah, we'll just move forward from there. I have been Ebony Omolara. It's been a blessing having you in my space, and I just wish you the best, honestly. I pray that you find enlightenment within yourself and then share that out with the world. I will see you guys in another video. I'm going to try and make these weekly, and yeah, love you. Mwah.